Hi, thanks for stopping by Living to Do's review of Season 2, Episode 1 and 2 of The Shy. We didn't do a separate video for Episode 1, so we're just going to combine it with Episode 2. And we'll start off with Trigg. Briefly from the previous episode, Amani is no longer with Trigg. He was going to propose to her, but she saw him fighting, a video of him fighting with a young kid, and that went viral. She's out in Chicago visiting sick relatives, and because of that, she won't come back to Chicago, and they basically have broken up. And I know personally or outside of the show, the actress that plays Amani, she had some issues, and I guess they had to write her out of the show. So this is their weak way of writing her out of the show, that she's leaving her boyfriend, who's known for criminal activity to begin with in the past, and doesn't have in the details of the fight, but was willing to leave him because of it. It's just a weak way to write her off on the show, but whatever. What did you think about that?
I thought that was very weak. You can see in prior seasons how they would be doing loads of illegal activity, and this is her reason for not returning to Chicago. So
Right.
She's just going to stay in Ohio because she saw some kid get punched by Trigg or Victor. But if you really think about it, he had a pretty good reason, I think.
Well,
he didn't have to go that far.
She didn't even have a conversation with him to find out what was the reason behind it. He might have murdered his, a relative or a child.
He could have killed Jake.
Right, yeah. So we didn't see any conversation about that. But, so that happened there. Now, Trigg is going to run for city council, and what he has done now, he wants to go by his real name, which is Victor. So it's Victor Taylor. And it is Tracy that runs that center in him that was trying to convince him to run. And I think there was a write-up about him in a magazine. I think it sparked his maybe ambition to make a move in the political office to help his community. So he's going to go by his real name. I think he has I think he just feels like a sense of growing up. And Trigg was about him, shooting a gun. Happy. Yeah. So, that really wouldn't fly. And, well, anything flies, but in the political offices of policies or politics in Chicago, it's very corrupt. But he's maturing, and he wants to go by his birth name, which is Victor. But later he finds out that the money that's going to be backing him to run is coming from Doodah. And we also see that Doodah, he's getting the money from Q. And Q and Tracy had a baby, which was Jason. So it's all intertangled together. And Tracy doesn't want it. She feels like she's being forced to do so because he has all the money to back what she wants to do, the good in the community. So she is, for now, maybe she's trying to get Trigg, Victor, into office so she could
get rid of them.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe that could be her, because all of a sudden she seems to be really into pushing this and really kind of kissing up to Doodah.
I think they were married before he left, when he was mayor. I'm pretty sure they were married or something. Or they were
just no, they weren't married.
They were married.
Yeah, he wouldn't marry anybody. So they're kind of, Doodah and Tracy are really kind of pushing Trigg to run for city office. And Trigg gets to do this, Victor, because his record has been expunged by Doodah. And he didn't know that was going to happen. If he knew all it was going to be Doodah doing all this, he wouldn't have done it. He doesn't want nothing to do with him. But somehow they convince him So it looks like right now he's going forward. He's going to run for office.
Good luck.
Yeah. We still have Rashad. He's still in this season. I love that guy. He is Trigg or Victor's friend. We have to get used to calling him Victor. And he has a new love in this episode. We'll see how that turns out. I just really like his character. He is such a good actor. He's entertaining. It's fun to watch him. He's cute. And he still has that smooth singing voice he has as a young man, and people sometimes grow up and they lose their voice, but he didn't. He sang a he sang a little love song. It was a Luther song to this new love. He sounded great. I don't know if you liked it. You don't know if you...
It was all right.
Oh, okay. It was better than all right, but all right. So I hope they showcase him more singing, or even in real life. He can put out music that would sell. So we also see Jada. She's considering, I guess she's cancer free, right? She's cancer free.
It looks like it, because I remember I don't think she, like, when she went under her chemo treatment or whatever, I'm pretty sure she didn't have any hair, and she was wearing like wigs like every episode, and now she has her like new growth out. So is she cancer free? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, since she was blonde now.
Yeah.
But she has that young boyfriend of hers who seems to be too good to be true. He loves her. He's always catering to her. And she's now considering Emmett's dad, Darnell. Darnell? Darnell is considering her too, and they had a kiss, and now they both have a little spark in them, and she doesn't even know what she wants. She talks to her girlfriends about Darnell. She even told her young boyfriend that she kissed Darnell.
Yeah. This is going to be an interesting storyline.
And I know, and of course he's upset, and I don't know where that's going to go. I think they're going to shoo this guy out, because first of all, he's a young guy, and they're going to make Darnell and Jada a couple.
This, whatever his name is, I forget, because he's so boring, but I think they should just get rid of him altogether.
They're going to hurt his little feelings.
Yeah.
You got a sweet young man, but he's so sweet. All the good guys, they finish last all the time. And he's really trying to bond with Emmett. They were friends in real life, and then he started dating Emmett's mom. And so now Emmett's good friend might be his stepdaddy.
Yeah. It's a weird situation to be in.
Very odd. It's awkward. But he puts forth the effort everywhere. They go out bowling together, and he puts forth the effort. He's just not getting all that in return. He's going to end up getting his heart hurt. They had Emmett with his 3 sons. You always hear about his other, his kids and his baby mamas, but they had him and his 3 sons together, staying with Emmett for a couple of days, and Emmett is being mommy because Tiffany isn't living there. She's living with her boyfriend or a guy. But it was nice to see Emmett with his 3 kids. And they don't show that enough.
Yeah, it's always him and EJ, I believe.
Yeah.
And you don't really see the other 2 at all.
He got the little bedroom set up with 3 little beds, and they got 3 little, they're 3 brothers. At least I'm glad they know each other, So Emmett is supposed to pick up his son EJ from school, and he's late. And what happened was Tiff's new boyfriend or new situation picks up the child, And Emmett gets a call. He races down there, and the child's been picked up. Emmett goes to this man's house, and he has the child. And Emmett makes like he's mad that the guy picked him up, the boy up, but the guy was decent enough to pick up your child for you, and he got an attitude about that because he's hurt that is his wife. Tiff is his wife. New boyfriend.
If you think about it, I'm pretty sure she arranged for all that to happen because Tiff knew he was going to be working at his establishment, and she said she was busy when she was just braiding Keisha's
the thing
hair.
is, she told him to pick the child up at 4. He agreed to it, and he was late, so he was irresponsible.
Well, no, what happened was Tiff said you have to pick up the kids because she's going to be busy.
She's busy, that's true.
And Emmett knew he couldn't do it because he was going to be at work.
But he said he could.
She forced him to do that, and she knew she wasn't going to be doing anything important.
That's true. She wasn't doing anything important.
And she knew exactly what was going to happen, I'm pretty sure.
Well, she pretty much said it, but she told him, and he said he could do it. And he failed.
The way he said he could do it was like, probably couldn't do it.
Well, if you're going to agree to pick your child up...
That's true. Yeah. You're right.
So
she set him up though, for sure.
Well, he shouldn't have done it. What happened was he thought he could, and he did. When he found out he was late, he ran. So he could have done it. He was just irresponsible.
Okay.
So the new boyfriend is Iman Shumpert.
Played on the Cavs.
I can't remember what his real name is right now. But is he some type of drug dealer, right?
Yeah.
Because he's Tiff's source, or what do you call that? Plug or whatever. Yeah. So I don't know if it's like drugs. It's mainly weed, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Something hard.
Yeah. And he wants a relationship with Tiff, and Tiff just wants to use him, basically. Don't you see it's like a role reversal? He's acting like a woman. You know how more women pine after men to be monogamous, the only one, and they'll, the man won't commit to the woman. In this case, Tiff, the woman, won't commit to the guy.
Yeah. That seems to be her problem.
Yeah. Yeah, she's and he understood why Emmett was mad when he came over to his house to find another man picked up his son. He understood. He goes, he gets why he's mad, because their relationship's not defined and they're not out in the open with it. And that creates secrecy, animosity, resentment. And that's because Tiffany, or Tiff, whatever, she doesn't want to make a real commitment to this guy, for one. She's in between, in limbo with Emmett, kind of, sort of. I don't know.
She's digging herself a hole.
I think so. She's not ready to be out on her own. I mean, and she can't live with her mom because in the previous episode, her mother's too much and too strict, and you be too strict, your kids go wild like that. So now we have Jake's mom back in the scene. She was on drugs, and that's why he lived with his older brother from previous seasons, and now
Reggie
he lives with Trigg now. And her name is Peaches. And Victor Trigg is not happy to have his mother back in the picture. I guess because she's been on drugs for so long, they don't believe her when she says she's clean. So last episode we had Jake not making the basketball team.
That was a huge scene.
That was embarrassing.
It was.
Him falling to the ground and Papa making fun of him.
And he got stepped over like
Oh
AI.
my goodness. And then last episode, he's still with Gemma. But I guess he was embarrassed and didn't know how to deal with his feelings or whatnot.
He just went crazy.
And he was kind of mean to her. But she's in this episode, they're back together. They seem like they have made up. She looks good. She's wearing like a she's not wearing her natural hair anymore. She looks real cute. And then they make a really cute couple, don't you think?
Yeah, a little, it's like a magnet, opposites attract or something, I don't know, with their personalities.
Yeah, and their culture and all that. She likes a roughneck. I think that's what she kind of sees him as. And her dad, her dad that was beat up last season. So this season he's in the show, but has a serious limp.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
You didn't notice that?
No, I didn't.
Is he a political?
Yeah.
He's in the political office. Yeah, looks like he might be working with Victor.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Reggie. Victor, yeah.
We'll see more of what happened there and how extensive are his injuries. So Kevin has a new friend living with him. This girl,
the gamer girl from the arcade place.
Yeah, she was. I guess there was domestic violence at her home.
Yeah.
And his stepmother
offered to.
Dre,
yeah.
Offered to take her in, and they're friends and they're gamers. They're just friends though, but they're big time gamers. They go to some gaming place last episode, and
half the time you see them, they're at that gaming place.
Yeah,
I feel like,
and it seems like they're beating people, and so they took their game console to school, and it tripped the metal detectors, and right away they were sent to the principal's office, and the principal, we're going to give them detention, and they were trying to explain what they were using that for. I don't know why they care. It's not a gun. It's not a threat. They got to hook it up to something to play with. They're out in the open to do it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who do you care? It's not a knife. But they get detention they get in big trouble for bringing a gaming console to school. And then one of their teachers kind of saves them, defends them. And they were trying to do something good. You know, they're kids that are playing games, and those same games that they played, that the white kids made the games, and they're making money off of it. And he wants to have, he has an idea to have them open up a gaming club at school, and he's going to sponsor it. So I guess we're going to see more of what that is all about. We'll hope that works out. Also, Kevin has his eyes on a new girl. So we'll see. Looks like he might have a new love interest coming up.
We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
The last one didn't go so well.
Right. Keisha, Kevin's sister, she moved out last episode. She's moving into her college dorm. She's going to college, and she's taking her baby with her. And Tiff was with Keisha when her baby was left at school. They were getting ready to go out to the club so they can dance the night away.
That's why she was
quote unquote
busy.
That was why she's busy, but so that's I think that's like a breakdown of the last 2 episodes, right?
I believe so.
So what did you think? I thought this episode was good.
Yeah, if you're comparing to the first episode was very slow and boring, introducing people.
Bringing you up to date, reminding you of things.
This one, they're trying to get into the story.
Yeah, and I like it. It's getting good. So if we're this early on into the show, I think this is going to make for a really good season.
All the story plots are starting to slowly heat up.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to see what the Shad has to offer this season. Okay,
so that's about it for this episode, episodes 1 and 2. We'll be back next week. It's so weird because I thought the show was on Sundays, but now
it's on Friday.
So we'll get these reviews out earlier starting next week. But we want to thank you for now. Please drop a like, subscribe to the channel, comment on anything that happened on the show. We want to thank you, And we got to go because we got living to do.
Peace.
Bye.